For example, once you get out there and you start blogging and tweeting and so forth, people are going to start responding to you. So you're going to now have a conversation. If you don't answer them back, that's not a good thing. So either you're going to do it or you're not going to do it. If you're going to do it, you've got to really go out and say, okay, if I get somebody questioning something or asking a question, somebody at the organization has to be answering or take that on as a responsibility. Or you have to hire a company like us who does it for you, with you. I mean, you know, basically we don't want to run your business, but we do have blogging services. We have social media management services so that we take care of the community so that you have your presence is out there and it's continued and sustained. Because you shouldn't start this unless you really want to do that. Be honest, disclosure, and be transparent about who you are and what you are. Honesty is always good online. Good content is always good online. Engage and educate. Don't try to promote a hard sell. Hard sell doesn't work on the viral market. If you just blog about yourself all the time, how wonderful your product is, people get very tired of that. Eventually, they're not going to follow you. They're not going to listen to you anymore because they're just saying, oh, there's the other salesman. He's coming again, you know. Welcome feedback, both positive and negative. I talked a little bit about that before. I think that you have to embrace that and use it as a learning experience. All the big companies are doing that. They say, you know, like JetBlue, tell us what we're doing wrong, we love it. You know, I mean, they're encouraging you to tell them how to do their business better. And use rich media, video, audio, animation, anything you can to enhance, you know, your story. Okay, here's your applications. As we mentioned before, Facebook, MySpace are the types of social networking sites. There are many others, but those are the big ones. LinkedIn is a business social networking site. Even though it's, you know, social networking, it still has a business relationship. It doesn't have any of the nonsense that some of the other networks have. Flickr is actually a partner of Google, but it's really good if you have photos that you want to make sure that they get into Flickr and tagged correctly. Your YouTube is the largest video sharing site, but I think it's TubeMogul. That's what I was trying to think of before. If you go to TubeMogul, that one will distribute your videos in all the video sharing sites. So you just have to upload it once, and it uploads it in the smaller ones, but it's not bad to have them there. Dig and Reddit are news sharing. StumbleUpon is your site with content and discovery. Twitter, microblogging. Now, here's another whole industry. I actually online have a presentation on location-based services, which are very big with your smartphones. And that's like Foursquare, Gowalla, Facebook Places, location-based services. Like, for example, if I'm here tonight and I didn't do it, I would have gone on to my Foursquare and said, I'm at the Sheraton. You know, not that anybody that I know would be out here in Springfield tonight, but you never know. I went to Las Vegas. You check in, and sometimes there are people there from another convention. And, oh, I didn't know you were there. And they're right in the next hotel. So, you know, basically it's a location-based check-in service. Sometimes you have ads that are served from that. I'm not going to talk about that, but as I said, on my website, I have a presentation on what we call location-based services. And then Groupon and Social Living. How many of you are Groupon members? So you guys know, the rest of you don't know, that you can get an email every day telling you what kind of deal you can get in your area on restaurants, on skiing, on this, on that. And basically it's a group deal type service. So if 100 people sign up, you might get a $50 gift card from the Gap, and you can pay $20 for it or $25. So you get $25 free dollars. So I mean, it's really, they do very good deals, but it's group related. So just go to Groupon, you'll sign up for it, it's free. And in your email will come these deals every day, a couple of times a day sometimes, and they're really good deals. If you like to eat out, you'll get lots of restaurants to try at really good prices. And Living Social is another service like that. That's coming up, but Groupon is probably the biggest one at the moment. Okay, now with the social network, you have what we call web widgets. And web widgets are basically utilities that help you to circumvent going to the website. So you can download, if you have a smartphone, you can download a lot of what we call these apps. And the apps kind of take a piece of let's say you have a weather app. The weather app, you know, will be on your smartphone. You click on the weather app, and you can then get the weather in your, you know, right now. As we speak, you could find out the weather right now outside, you know, and then if you want to put in some other data about another place, it will give you that data so that you don't have to go through a website. It just goes right into that section of the website and gives you that data. We built a website. We did the Jeff Beattie campaign in 2008 when he ran for U.S. Senate against John Kerry. And he had this web widget that you could put on any blog. And what it is a piece of software. You get the code, and you can put it on your blog. And what it does is it goes right into, if you want to give a campaign donation, you go right into the donate section on his site. So you can just take that piece of code and put it on your site or your blog, and your friends can actually donate to his campaign from your site. So it's kind of a portable little web application, okay? So the benefits, you get brand visibility, you drive web traffic, you get brand engagement and data acquisition. You can, this actually, first, last in the amount that you're giving, so it actually goes right into his paid section on his site. This just shows you how it worked a little bit. Now, we build also applications for places like Facebook apps. One of the Facebook apps that we built was for a comic strip that this fellow does. So he puts new comics in all the time. So on Facebook, you can have apps on Facebook that people can download and have on Facebook, and they can check and keep up to date on this local comic strip. This is a photo framer, so if you have pictures in your album, you can put frames around your pictures. So they have these different apps. We actually build those for clients, and they put, you know, people download those and put them in their albums and so forth. But those go into a social network. So in these cases, this is all Facebook. And, you know, basically it's for entertainment, viral branding. You get a large reach, brand recognition. It generates website traffic. You can even do it with e-commerce today. You get those apps. And this is Wes Parker. Now Twitter and Facebook, and I know that I'm probably going over, so I'm going to go a little quickly. So what is Twitter? Twitter is basically microblogging. If you have never used Twitter, it's very easy. Just go on and get, first you give yourself a Twitter name or a handle. You can use your real name if you want. You set up a little profile, and you can do it for a business too. So it's 140 characters, so you have to be short and brief, and it's almost like you're in the newspaper headlines. The real value of Twitter is becoming an authority, I think, you know, in your industry, and really tweeting about things that make sense and following people in your industry that really have news and information and good content that you want to, you know, pass on to each other. Again, since the time is so short now, I mean, we're running out of time. Basically, this will be on the, you know, if you want to look at it, this is going to be on the website as well. So I'll keep that on. So if you can set up a personal business, choose a name, and you can customize and personalize it, especially the background. This is ours. So we have, this was way back. I think we have many, many more followers at this point. This was one of the early screens. And basically you can update, you can do lists, you can follow followers, unfollow, all of these. Basically it has functionality that you can use. And here's some tips. Always include a link back to the blog or post or the news article that you're referring to. And basically 25% of what you're talking about could be about you, but not more. So you should have links to about 25% of your tweets as well. And they have, I actually have another slide that tells you how to do that. The recommended is to use less than the 140 so that you save a couple. So if you want to retweet something, that means you're passing information on. So I always find that if somebody retweets something, it's better to retweet it and give an idea of why I'm going to like it or not like it. In other words, somebody says, this was a good article. You can't even say that because you have only 140 characters. You know, like good article, highlights great information or something like that. And then you retweet it so I know that you read it and that you're telling me why I should read this thing. Not just retweeting it and then I have to figure out, well, would I like it or not? You're giving me a little headline of why I would want to even click through and read the article. 5 to 8 tweets a day is kind of a lot. You know, social media, we say